Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. This is Sennaparajan. Today we will see some different subject. We will discuss about VFD. Okay, so let's start. So variable frequency drive VFD. Okay, so today we will discuss deeply about this. Okay, so we will see about what are the different names called. Okay, then what is the use of this device, then types of VFDs, um, overview with the connection diagrams, then how we can control this VFD and how we can operate this VFD. Okay, then what are the basic settings we have to do before starting this VFD. Then we will see about how we can select this VFD. Okay, then we will discuss about advantage and disadvantages. Then finally we will see about troubleshooting of these VFDs. Okay, so now see these VFDs around the world people are calling in different names, but widely there are three types people are calling this VFD, this equipments. Okay, one is variable frequency drive, common name VFD. Another is variable frequency speed drive, VSD, and another one is AC drive. These are the three common name widely people used to call this device. Okay. So what is the use of this device? What is the use of this device? Okay, so why we have to use this device and where we have to use this device. Okay, so we can start our devices or equipments with smooth start. Okay, so usually if you start your device like motor connected device. Okay, like fans, VFDs, sorry, fans, pumps, any crane or conveyors. If you start with any DOL or star delta starter, so there will be there will be high starting current or high starting torque, so there won't be any smooth start. By using this VFD you can do the smooth start. Okay, you can control the water pressure usually in industrial, you have to maintain some certain level pressure in the pipelines. Okay, for some applications, in that case you can use this VFD and you can maintain the constant pressure. Okay, then you can control the fans fans airflows. If you go any building basement or any HVAC application, in certain case if you want you can control the airflow of the fans by using these VFDs. Okay, then you can control the speed of conveyors, elevators, compressors and cranes. You go any shopping mall or somewhere, you can see the elevators running smoothly and slowly. So with this VFD only this is possible. And if you use this VFD you can reduce the starting current and also you can control these power losses. Okay, and also if you start with direct online starter, there will be a high starting and high starting torque and high starting current, so there may be chance that it will damage the equipments, but if with this UFD you can avoid that issues. Okay, so these are the major use of this VFDs. Okay, so now we'll see what are the types available in this VFDs. Okay, there are two major types available. So one is single phase VFD. Single phase VFD is available with single phase input and three phase output. Okay, and another one is three phase input and three phase output. Okay, and also it is available in different IP ratings. Okay, normally it will come IP20 and IP54 and IP65. Okay, it is available in several IP ratings, so you have to choose your VFD ratings as per your requirement. Okay, requirement or application. So now we will see the overview of the VFD connection diagram. Okay, If you take any VFD, there are several VFDs available, several brands available, several types of VFDs available. But there are some common connection diagrams only available. Okay. So the major connection is power input and output terminal. Okay. These are the power input and output terminals, and local keypad and potentiometer for manual and local operation. You can see on the VFDs there are some keypads available and potentiometer. Some VFDs don't come with it doesn't come with potentiometer, but some VFDs coming with inbuilt potentiometer. Okay, in the same keypads you can select manual local selection with operation also. Okay, then digital input output terminals for remote operation and controls. You can see digital inputs, these multi inputs, these are the digital input terminals. Okay, and analog input output terminals for remote operation and controls. You can see analog inputs output terminals also available for remote operations. Okay, and digital display for status monitoring. You can see any VFDs, you can see one digital display where you can see the frequency or current or voltage, whatever configuration you made, you can monitor those units. Okay, and some VFDs coming with the RS485 port or Ethernet port. Okay, so these are the major connections or terminals or facility available in VFDs. Okay, so we will see a small working logic of VFDs, how the VFDs works. Okay, so if you take any VFDs, it is common logic available. Okay, you can divide this VFD operation in three parts. One is input converter. Okay, and another is DC bus, and third is output inverter with IGBTs. Okay, so this input converter, what it will do, it will convert the AC to DC. Okay, so whatever the input AC, it will convert to DC. Okay, this DC bus will filter the DC, and it will feed to the output converter which is connected with the IGBTs. IGBT is nothing but insulated gate bipolar transistors. Okay, so this transistor from DC to AC, while converting you can control the frequency, current or voltage, whatever the way you are controlling your output source. Okay, so this is the basic common logic is applied in VFD. Okay, and you can see the graphs also, outputs. This motor frequency and motor voltage is directly proportional. Okay, so whenever there is a frequency increases, motor voltage also increases till the rated voltage. Okay, so usually you can set you can use the, like, you can set your motor frequency and motor voltage in VFDs. Okay, so accordingly this will control from zero minimum to maximum frequency and voltage. So there are some ways you can control and operate these VFDs. Okay, so these are the commonly known ways. Okay, so we will see one by one. One is local keypad control. Okay, another one is remote control with digital inputs. Another one is remote control with analog inputs, and the last one is RS485 Modbus communications. Okay, so these are the major control ways we can control and monitor the VFDs. Okay, we will see this one by one. So local keypad control. If you want to control from the local keypad, you can stop by pressing this keypad button on drive. Each drive you can see the start button and stop button. You can stop the VFDs by pressing these buttons. Okay, some VFDs you may have the local remote selection on the keypad itself. Some VFDs you have to enter to the configuration level and you have to select the local remote settings. Okay, then for increasing the speed you can use this up down buttons, and you can decrease and increase the uh, speeds. Okay, some VFDs, some inbuilt potentiometers also available. By rotating that potentiometer you can increase and decrease the speed, or you can control the speed. Okay, so as I told you, some VFDs you have to configure the local remote selection, then only you can do the keypad on off system. Okay, or keypad start stop system. The next one is remote control with digital inputs. Okay, as I told you, by remote control you have to select remote mode, or you have to configure the remote mode. Okay, so you can start stop the VFDs by enabling the digital inputs. You can see there are multiple inputs is available. Each input you have to configure in the VFDs what it must be. Okay, what it should enable. Example, if digital input 1 start or stop or forward, digital input 2 reverse. Okay, digital input 3 some kind of speed set. Okay, so you have to refer the manual to set these digital inputs. Okay, so the same case you can adjust this speed by configuring the multiple digital input. Okay, there are several digital inputs available. Each digital input has some specific configuration. Okay, by setting this digital input configuration, even you can change the VFD speed. Okay, so this is the way how you can remotely control this VFD by digital inputs. And remote control with analog inputs. Okay, the same way you have to start stop the only start stop the VFDs from enabling the digital inputs. Okay, as I told you, you can give run command with the digital inputs by enabling this. Okay, but for speed reference you have to give, you can give external analog inputs like 0 to 10 volt or 0 to 20 milliampere, whatever the analog signals available from external source like PLC or BMS. Okay, so by giving these analog inputs you can increase or decrease the speed of the drive. Okay, this is the one of main way people are using around the world. The last one is communication mode. Okay, by RS485 or Ethernet port. Okay, so using this communication mode you can start stop the VFD from PLC or BMS, building management system. Okay, from BMS or PLC you can connect directly a serial cable or Ethernet cable directly to the VFD, and you can control this VFD. You can control it and monitoring also. Okay, for this case you have to configure this control method by selecting these settings in VFDs. Okay, okay, and also you have to find this modbus address for VFDs, and you have to assign in this PLC or BMS. Okay, then only this communication mode is possible. Okay, okay, now we will see some basic settings before starting. Once you want once before you starting you have to make sure some settings. Okay, the first one is you have to set the basic motor details. Okay, motor details which are mentioned on the motor nameplate. You have to feed all the details like kilowatt or HP details, voltage, rated current, and rated kilowatt. Okay, then you have to make sure the control mode, either you will control local mode or remote mode. Okay, so you have to set these things accordingly in the VFDs. Then you have to set your frequency, minimum frequency and maximum frequency. Okay, some region some people use 68, and some region they use 58. So you have to make sure your nominal frequency rating. Okay, and also set the acceleration deceleration settings for better smooth start. Okay, So you even it is starting from 0 to full speed. That is that speed level you can adjust by timing. Okay, by reaching 0 speed to full speed you can adjust this time, even 0 to 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, till 50 second you can till 100 second. I think you can adjust this timing. Okay, even stopping, while stopping also it will reduce from full speed to 0 speed. The time you can adjust by accessing this acceleration and deceleration setting in VFDs. Okay, these are the minimum basic settings you have to do before starting the VFD. Okay, now the main thing is, before selecting the VFDs, okay, you have to make sure some points. Okay, now if you want to buy one VFD for your application, so make sure that the rating, okay, the rating as per your equipment, and whatever the equipment rating mentioned, you have to go with the same rating of the VFD. Okay, you can go higher rating of the VFD also, but lower rating VFD with the equipment is not possible. Okay, so you have to make sure the ratings first. Then application. Okay, what kind of application you are going to use? HVAC. Okay, HVAC application means heating, ventilation, air conditioning application. Okay, so in the in this, then pump application. If it is your equipment is pump, water pump, or any pump, you can you can select for pump application. And next one is simple machines. Okay, then gear coupled motor and power machine with high torque. Okay, so wherever you, if your equipment is gear coupled motor or heavy power machine, where you need a high torque for starting. Okay, so this VFD is available in this all category. Okay, so whenever you are selecting or purchasing the VFD, you have to make sure that this all the things. Okay, the application main ratings and then the application. Okay, now we will see advantage and disadvantages of these VFDs. Okay, first we will see the advantages. Okay, as I already told, you can do smooth starting. Okay, you can control the starting current with this VFD. You can avoid this mechanical damage. Okay, by controlling the starting torque. Okay, okay, you can, in this VFD direct PID control is available. Okay, with this PID control you can maintain certain pressure on your industry or your in your application. Okay, so you can run your equipment with different speed, 0 to full speed, whatever speed you like, you can control your equipments. Okay, by using this VFD you can reduce the power loss also. Okay, and you can operate your equipment or your pump or whatever things by remote also, as I mentioned, by BMS, by PLC you can operate. Okay, by external start stop command also you can operate and monitor the VFDs. Okay, and if you go with the disadvantages, it is, yes, of course it is expensive. Okay, when comparing with other starters, this is expensive. Okay, and if you want to configure or do the projects with this VFDs, so you should have technical knowledge about this VFDs, how you have to, how you can configure or access the parameters and do the settings. Okay, so this is very important things. And if in any case, if something happen a failure, it is very difficult to repair like other hardwares. Okay, so this is full of this contain full of PCB, so it is very difficult to do the repairing. Okay, so these are the major advantages and the disadvantages of this VFDs. Okay, then finally if you come to troubleshooting. Okay, so this VFDs as inbuilt of major protection, includes low voltage, high voltage, over current and ground fault current. So this major protection is already inbuilt with this VFDs. Okay, so whenever this problems happens, this VFD will trip and it will protect from this faults your equipment. Okay, In case if it is trips, you can simply reset by pressing this reset button on the VFDs. Okay, if once you press this VFD, if it is not getting reset, so you have to check if it is trips. Obviously it will show the fault code on this display, so you have to refer the manual by each fault. Okay, whatever the fault code it is showing, it must have mentioned the rectification. Okay, so you have to follow as it is. If still problem remains same, you are not able to solve the issue, then you can contact the supplier, or if it is fully damaged or something, so you have to replace it. Okay, so I hope I have given the enough details about this VFD. I hope you understood, so this will be useful for you. Okay, thanks for watching. If you are new for my channel, please do subscribe and keep on watching my videos. Okay, uh, I will meet you in a different subject in next video. Okay, till then, bye from Senapa.